Hi everyone, I'm Erin. Welcome to my beautiful unschool life. Unschooling is a philosophy of learning which has no teachers, no schools, no curriculum, no books. It's entirely led by your curiosity and by your passion. So that's what I do with my YouTube channel. I show you what unschooling looks like. That started out as showing you what my kids were doing, but I quickly learned that because there's no teachers in unschooling, my job is to practice what I preach. So very quickly I realized that my YouTube channel actually needed to be about me following my passions, about me following my curiosity, about me learning the hard way. So that's what I do here on my YouTube channel. I show you what it looks like while I learn the hard way. I built my own house, I grow my own food, and I homeschool my own kids. And I show it all here, mistakes, successes, failures, the whole thing. This season of my beautiful unschool life is going to be shown in real time. Previous seasons, I recorded everything and then I spent months editing it into a concise 8-10 episode season. This year, I am living my life and filming it as I go. So right now, I'm planting seeds. I am welcoming spring into my life. Have a look.
Sweeten things up.
Yeah?
Cooking.
That's the main thing that I use maple syrup for, is cooking. So this is your second evaporation this year, yeah?
Yep. This should give me maybe 5 more liters. Kind of lost count. Somewhere between 45 and 60 in here.
So how long will it take you? You'll do it out here for a while.
Depends if I sit here all day and keep stoking it, I probably could boil it down the rest of the way tonight.
Yeah.
I should be able to boil off 10 gallons an hour maybe.
Okay.
If I really go hard at it, I think somewhere between 7 and 10.
Okay.
Gallons an hour.
So you'd have it out here all day and then you'd take it in and finish it on the stove?
Yeah, it's too hard to control out here.
But you're happy with the fireplace that we built?
Yeah. Next step is to, do some concrete work and maybe make a chimney for it and then maybe build a sugar shack around it.
I think we should build like a pavilion that can be open in the summer and closed in the winter.
Yeah, that works. Put a bed in the corner.
A bed?
Yeah. That way.
So when you need to boil all night?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll put some hooks for a hammock. How's that sound?
All right, hammock works. So my alarm goes off and scares me, and I go falling out of the hammock. And break an arm.
I'll make sure to set up a video camera.
Thanks. Look, it's burning okay?
Yeah, it's nice and hot. Now that the snow is gone, I can start to see how things look. So I've got some garlic coming up already, which is exciting news. This is elderberry, and it looks like it survived the winter. There's another one. That one doesn't look quite so happy. Oh yeah, it's all right. And then down here, yeah, that's an elderberry. this is a pawpaw. So they lose their leaves in the winter. So I won't know for a little while yet if they survived. And then these are all some gooseberries and currants. And they actually look like they might be okay. This one suffered some damage from the rabbits. They've chewed off a bit. That one too had some rabbit chewing. So I don't know, we'll see. Some of them will not survive. I've just prepared myself for that eventuality, but they actually look pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. I see a lot of buds on them. The gooseberries in particular were really well established at Dawn's mom's place. So we had to really hack away at their roots just to get them out of the ground. So they'll have suffered a lot from that. So I've prepared myself for a lot of them dying. But who knows? I might be surprised. So last week I was talking about how there's a type of melon seed that I really want to get my hands on because someone requested it from me. And the only seed company I could find selling their seeds was an American one, and how I'm trying to not buy things from America right now. So I went on to this Facebook group, which is a very cool Facebook group. I've used them once before and ended up making a new friend. A couple of new friends, actually. One of them sent me 30 different seeds for tomatoes. So the Facebook group is called the Canadian Seed Fairy group. And what you do is you just post on there what you're looking for, and if somebody has it, they'll mail it to you. So anytime I've posted on there that I'm looking for something, somebody has given it to me, and I will also reciprocate by finding someone that I can send something to. So a lovely lady named Heather sent me the Santa Claus melon, and she also threw in some strawberry blonde calendula, which is awesome. I love calendula. I'm very excited to have a new kind.
You woke Emma up.
Yeah, sorry, Emma. So, yay, seeds. Because I didn't have enough. So we are dog sitting this week. This is Dawn's mom's dog, Rocky. Rocky is almost 3 years old now. And to be honest, he's been kind of a pain in the butt in the past. But I'm really noticing now that he's getting older, his training is really coming together. Rocky, stay. Good boy, stay. In particular, good boy, stay. He has been really well trained not to go near the road. So I had to take out the garbage already. This is the recycling bin. And he stayed way back there, and he stayed the whole time. I was really impressed. I've never been able to get a dog to hold a stay without constant reinforcement. So I'm really impressed. Good boy, Rocky. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now, if we can also get him to stop chasing the cats, then we'll really have a winner. So I promised myself that I would not get stressed out over the garden this year. Whatever happens, I don't want to be stressed out. And today is the first day that I've started to feel a little bit stressed out about the garden, because now that everything is sprouting, that means I really need to be planting. The fire went out. Darn it.
No.
Now that things are starting to sprout, that means that I can be growing things in the garden, and I'm not ready.
There's chickens and he's trying to chase them.
He's chasing chickens?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit of a troublemaker that way.
Can you,
I also need to get planting my week 8 things, which is mostly tomatoes. And of course I have a lot of tomatoes always. But that doesn't stress me out so much. Putting things in the actual garden stresses me out because I have to figure out where I want things to be. I have to really anticipate a lot of future possibilities and potential problems when I start planting things in the garden. So that tends to lead to a little bit of analysis paralysis. So I'm gonna try to just be chill about it and not get stressed about it, but I do need to start today. And then the extra thing that makes that stressful is that I haven't finished prepping the garden. I've only prepped about a third of it, but that's okay. I only need about a third of it right now. I'm also gonna start hardening off this garlic. This is garlic that I started from seed a month or two ago, and it can go outside already. Garlic can handle cold temperatures. There's already garlic sprouting in the garden, so I'm gonna harden that stuff off. Okay, where do I begin? I think I'm gonna start with direct cold. Rocky, stay, stay, stay. So the chickens keep breaking out. Abby found a hole. This is like the third hole I've patched in the last 2 days. Normally I don't care. When the chickens get out, I just let them be, but Rocky is a herding dog and he can't help himself. I found another hole. Yeah, she's a little chicken.
Something's ripping holes in this fence everywhere, Aaron.
Yeah, there's loads out. This fence has already been patched once because the neighbor's dog ripped a huge hole in it a couple of years ago and murdered my buck. Yeah. Rabbit just peed near you. Can you get it, Abby? Oh, it's the wrong way around. You need to flip it the inside out. So those little bumps need to be on the inside. Work, babe. So everything that I'm planting right now is the stuff that I will be selling at the farmer's market when it opens at the end of May. So most of the things that I'm going to be planting won't even go in until after the farmer's market has already started. So this is stuff that I will be planting now and I will be harvesting in late May and early June. So I don't have to worry so much about where it's going because this is all going to be pulled in June, which is around the same time that I'll be putting, so usually early June is when I'm putting in the peppers and the tomatillos and the ground cherries and the eggplant and the melons and the cucumbers, the stuff that can't really handle cold temperatures at all. So what I want to do is try to plant this stuff in the places where those things are going to go. So I have to really think ahead. So this here is a tomato row. So this is where I'm gonna plant my snap peas, in this row here. So I can start with that. So Dawn got a whole load of these
again from a job that he worked. So they make really good row labels. I write on them with a big fat Sharpie, and it lasts ages. Ones that I made last summer, you can still read them. So last year I had a real problem with slugs eating all my seedlings this time of year. So I'm gonna try something new. I did have some luck last year with this slug be gone stuff. I'm gonna try just putting it right here where I plant the seeds. I'm gonna put a little bit of soil over the seeds, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of slug be gone over the seeds. And hopefully that means that the slugs won't eat them as soon as they pop out of the ground. I don't know if it will work. The only way to find out is to try. A few months ago I put a reminder in my phone, one at 9:30 in the morning and one at 3:30 in the afternoon, saying, "What's for dinner?" Because I just keep forgetting about dinner. Now the garden season is here, I have just put a reminder in my phone for 12:30 in the afternoon to remind me to eat lunch. So while I'm working in the garden, the girls have embraced the outdoors. Bethany has been reading in the tree, and Abby was bummed that she can't fit up that tree, and there's no other trees that they can climb. So I suggested that Abby build a fort in the castle. And she's pretty happy with that. Because when the wind blows, the whole tree shakes. And Bethany gets nervous. But the castle does not shake in the wind. Hey! So the ground is hard enough now that we can take the tractor on it. So Dawn is moving all my planter boxes to one spot so that I can have like an herb garden right outside of my house. These two smaller herb boxes we built last year, and we brought them over to this area to fill with compost, and then lent the tractor to his mom and never moved them again. So I still grew things in them, but they were here. Awesome, that looks really good. Obviously I need one more to fill that spot, but you know, there's time. So that was a pretty good day. I got peas and carrots and radishes planted. I haven't planted any of my leafy greens. That's maybe something I can get done later this week. It's supposed to rain tomorrow though, so tomorrow I can spend the day in the greenhouse planting my tomatoes and those things. How's your syrup looking here?
Oh, it's coming along.
Oh wow, it's pretty low. It's pretty dark too.
Yeah, it's gonna be dark.
But not only did I get 3 rows of the garden planted and got my herb garden started, I also remembered to eat 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I even made an apple pie for dessert. So it was a good day. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Hold it. I almost forgot. The hard thing about summer is I spend the whole day outside. I cook dinner at Dawn's house. I come home exhausted and ready for bed and discover that the girls have completely trashed the house while I was working. So all their stuff from their fort they brought in and they just dumped on the couch. That's really it. It's not too bad. That's the worst of it, really. It's not that bad. And that's the thing. When you live in a tiny house, it gets really messy really quickly, but it's also really quick to clean. So I guess that's what we're doing before bed, is cleaning the house. It's a very different day today. It's cold, it's windy. I mean, it's not that cold. It's only like, it's above freezing. So I made a video a little while ago that was a day in the life. But that was a day in the winter life. As the weather changes, the routine changes. And so there's always sort of this period of transition, of uncertainty, where I'm just sort of making things up as I go. The chickens don't need to be let out of their coop until after sunrise. In the winter, sunrise is like 8 o'clock. In the summer, right now it's rising around 7. So I'm getting up a lot earlier now than I would have a few months ago. This is like the third morning in the row now that a duck has been on the wrong side. I don't know how they keep ending up over here, but they get very panicky when they're on the wrong side. So I'm gonna open this and give her a chance to cross over before I open the big coop. The nice thing is the chickens will come back as soon as there's food available. Anyway, so I don't have to get out of the house until after sunrise. And in the winter that means lazy mornings in bed, usually editing videos while I wait for the kids to wake up. In the summer, it's not such a lazy morning in bed. So I was awake at 6, so I did do some work on YouTube videos for about an hour. And now I'm up and I'm out. I'm on my way to Dawn's house to get some water and to say good morning to Dawn and to see what his plan for today is. And then I'll come back and open the chicken coop in a few minutes once that duck has found her way back across. Cole and Smudge don't look as comfortable as usual because that dog is here. And as I mentioned, that dog likes to chase cats. So Cole and Smudge are not happy campers. Dawn is still in bed, which means he probably had a late night, either boiling maple syrup or with the dog not being able to sleep. So I'm just gonna come back for the water later and see what the situation with these chickens and duck. And duck says open the coop and then I'll just go home and get back to work on my YouTube editing and maybe have some breakfast and wait until the girls wake up. I'm not allowed to do chores in the morning because Abby wants to do chores because Abby is trying to earn a pet. So my point earlier was I don't really have a routine yet for spring. I just kind of make it up as I go. So the duck got back across. She's back on her side, but all the chickens crossed over. So I gotta pail of feed. I'll put it down here for these guys. They should all come back because they can't resist some good food. Go on, honey. All right, and now I can close this. And now I can open this. Hi, guys. I'm just gonna close your door partway today. All right, guys. Do you think you ladies could stay in today? I'd really like to not have to watch you get chased by a dog multiple times. Hey, big guy. So it's been about a week that Penguin has been the only rooster. And yeah, the hens still don't trust him yet. He's still a bit clumsy and hyper aggressive. He's off his game. Oh, buddy. That wasn't much. There was a huge crash of thunder at like 10:30 last night that shook my whole house and woke everybody up. But it didn't turn out to be much. We'll see what happens for the rest of the day. Filming you. So Don was up last night working on maple syrup. You can see he's got his mad scientist hair going on. And he's a little hopped up on sugar. He's a little wired. So the weather's pretty nasty today. It's supposed to drop by 11 degrees today by noon, and there might even be snow.
But it was like summer yesterday. It felt like summer yesterday.
It did feel like summer yesterday. Welcome to Canada in the springtime, eh? So I'm focusing on indoor jobs today. So one thing I've been wanting to do is see if I can sprout some grapevines. I had some good luck with, there's a forest near the girls' dad's place where there's loads of blackberry bushes. So the girls and I went in there and we got some blackberry clippings, and I got some advice from the librarian who's a botanist to try using, she calls these sponges Oasis. They're hard to recognize because my children have fiddled with them so much that they don't look like they're supposed to anymore, but they still hold the moisture pretty well. But they've only been in here for, what is today? 10 days. And they're doing quite well. I haven't peeked to see if they have roots. I suppose I could peek pretty easily.
No roots. Roots? No. No roots.
No roots.
They're
just enjoying the moisture of the Oasis sponge. So I'm gonna try it with the grapevines and see what happens. I've tried 3 different times to get grapevines to root, and I haven't had any luck. So try again. What a difference a day makes, eh? This is the second time I've filmed this where it's been like beautiful and sunny, and then the next day it snowed. But today it was 14 degrees when I woke up. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then it just dropped. And by like 5 hours later, it was snowing. Welcome to Canada. Rocky! It's another day, -4 this morning. It's gonna get up to 8 later, but I'm looking at the 2-week forecast and it's just sort of, you know, medium temperatures, not too warm. It's gonna be like a real spring, which is nice. I mean, usually a lot of the times we have winter just drags on and on and on into April, and then we have like 2 days of spring and then it's summer. So this year we're gonna actually get a real spring, it looks like. So today I will make my 3rd attempt at trying to plant my tomatoes. I mean, Wednesday was still a good day. I still got lots accomplished. I'm glad I got outdoor stuff done because it was such a nice day. Yesterday was such a horrible day and both girls were really struggling, so I ended up dedicating most of my day to giving them attention. Then last night they went to their dad's house, and today the weather's supposed to be a bit better, so I can put some attention on hopefully getting my tomatoes planted. Wish me luck. All right, so how many liters did you say this is here, Dawn?
I can't remember. I think I said 14.
14 liters?
14 liters there.
That's
yeah.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, not bad for 3 days work.
Do you think you'll ever do it again?
Of course I will.
So it took me a few days, but I'm finally here planting my tomatoes. But this is just the first round of tomatoes. These are the ones that I will sell as seedlings. I will also be making garden collections, so collections of 4 different tomato varieties together. And what I'll go for there is mostly different colors, like a rainbow collection. And I'm gonna try something really different this year. My own tomatoes, I'm going to try sowing directly, because I think most people have noticed that the tomatoes that grow in your garden from last year's seeds that just dropped on the ground, they usually look a lot healthier than the ones that you transplant from the greenhouse. Yeah, they have a shorter growing season, but they don't have to be transplanted and they don't suffer from transplant shock. So that's what I'm going to try this year. I've been thinking a lot about something about patience. I spend a lot of time walking around on this farm and getting frustrated by how slowly I am accomplishing my goals. And every once in a while I have a reality check and I remember that actually it's supposed to take a long time. It's a farm. Most of the farms that I look at out there have been multi-generational programs. They didn't buy everything they needed in the first year. They built it piece by piece and bit by bit, slowly over time. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So I shouldn't be so hard on myself for the fact that it's taking me a long time to make everything happen. Abby said something to me. Okay, so Abby got this. She was at her dad's and she had him order her a toy, a stuffed animal off of Amazon. And usually things from Amazon come like right away, like the day that you order them. Is that it? That the only warm competition I have? But this particular stuffy, it said it was going to take a month for it to come. And then after a month, it said actually it was going to take another month for it to come. And then when it finally did come, she said to me, "Mom, this is my favorite stuffy I've ever had because I had to wait so long for it." And I said, yeah, that's how happiness works. If you just get something without having to wait for it, without having to work hard for it, you don't appreciate it as much as if you have to wait and you have to work and you have to strive and you have to long. Longing for something makes you love it more, makes you appreciate it more. And it made me think about the world that we live in right now. We don't really have to long for things anymore. If I want to listen to a song, I can just go to YouTube and listen to the song. I don't have to wait for the radio to play it. I don't have to go to the store and buy it and take it home and press play and then rewind to listen to it again. I can just have what I want instantly. If I want to buy a new something for the garden, I don't even have to go physically to a store. I can just go to their website and order it on their website, and it will show up on my door like 4 days later, maybe a week depending on the store. We don't have to wait for things anymore, and I think that means that we've all gotten really bad at waiting for things, and we've all forgotten the satisfaction of having to wait for something. So it's sort of like, the more you practice something, the better you get at it. So we never practice having to wait for things anymore. So I think that's part of what I love about being a gardener, is I have to wait. And it's part of what I love about the fact that my kids are getting into growing plants, because you have to wait. You have to put in the time. You have to have the patience. You have to learn that the things that you work hard for and the things that you wait for are so much more enjoyable than the things that come instantly. And it makes me wonder if, when it comes to sort of politics and the state of the world right now, everyone's really kind of miserable. The thing is, we have it better than anyone has ever had it before in the history of mankind. And yet everybody is miserable, and everybody is angry, and everybody is blaming everyone else for all of their problems, when actually we have so few problems. That's not to say that our society is perfect and we have no improvements to make. Of course there are improvements to be made, but I feel like we've all forgotten how hard life could be. We've all gotten accustomed to instant gratification when we don't instantly have everything that we want, that other people do have. We really quickly go to, well, whose fault is this? And who can I be angry at for this? Anyways, that's just what's been on my mind lately. I don't know. I've been really battling with myself about whether I want to talk about politics right now, because of course it is such a divisive thing, but I feel like maybe there are ways to talk about it that unite us more than divide us. Because the truth of the matter is, I think everyone agrees that we're all really miserable right now. Everybody's anxiety is so high. Everybody's so scared. Everybody's so angry and stressed out. And it really doesn't make any sense for us to be so scared and angry and stressed out, because we really do have the most privileged we have the most privileged lives of any humans in the history of human civilization. So I think everyone's trying to figure out why. Why are we so stressed out? Why are we so angry? Why is everybody so the breaking point. And it's tempting and it's easy to find a them and blame them. You know, that's what our instincts are. And we have people on the internet who are constantly capitalizing on that instinct, who are constantly saying, oh yeah, you should blame them, you should be afraid, you should be angry at them, we should stop them, they're the bad guys. And I don't believe that there are bad guys. I don't believe in good and evil. I believe that we're all trying our best and we're all doing what we believe is the right thing. It just depends on what you think the right thing is. Let me find. I think that we all agree that we want the world to be a better place. We just disagree on how to make the world a better place. So I think if I want to talk about what's on my mind, because let's be honest, politics is on our minds right now, everybody's minds. I mean, I'm in Canada, I'm next door to America, and we have our own election coming up very soon. Of course politics is on my mind. Of course it's something that I'm worried about. But I made myself a promise a few years ago that I would make all of my decisions based on love and not fear. And that is something that I've been keeping in mind when deciding who to listen to. Because when it comes to politics, it really is, right now, in the world that we live in, where you stand on politics depends on who you listen to. I'm trying really hard not to listen to the people who come from a place of fear. I'm trying very hard not to let the people who capitalize on fear grab a hold of my heart. I'm trying very hard to make my choices out of love and not fear. And so if that's my mission, then I need to do the same. I need to talk about current events and politics and what's on my mind from a place of love and not from a place of fear. A place of loving my neighbors, loving my fellow Canadians, loving our American neighbors to the south, of loving the people who watch my channel, the ones who say nice things and the ones who say mean things. I need to come at it from a place of love and not fear, because I think anytime someone tries to use my fear to motivate me, that is a person that I cannot trust. That is a person who's trying to sell me something that I don't want to buy. So I do think I will talk a little bit about politics and current events because I don't know how not to. But from a place of love. One of my favorite YouTube channels, someone who's really inspired me in my garden and in my personal life, is a woman named Jess Sowards from Roots and Refuge Farm. And she did a video a little while ago saying why she's not talking about politics. And she came to a conclusion which is the same conclusion that I keep coming to every time I get caught up in the fear. And that is, I cannot control the things that happen out there. The only thing I can control is what I do. And what I want to do is be a source of calm and be a source of love. To grow my own food and to raise my kids to be good people. Anything beyond that, I don't have control over. All I have control over is this patch of dirt and these people that share my home. Anyways, that's it for me today. It's been lovely chatting with you, and I'll see you next week.